Hello, Max here, and last night on stream I was asked what my plans are to try and improve. Anyone that's watched me stream knows while I have good game knowledge, I still have a lot to work on if I want to get to rank 70 and above. Of course, I need to improve mechanically. My biggest nemesis in the game is shooting up, and while I'm otherwise usually happy with my accuracy, it's not quite up there by rank 70 standards. However, this video is not about mechanical improvement. I've done my top 5 tips to improve accuracy already, so please check that out if you haven't already. You can find it in the Overwatch Basics playlist. After that, it's just a question of putting the hours in and playing the game, and you will start to see your mechanics improve over time. This video is about mindset and the ideas I try to keep in my conscious thoughts whilst playing the game. Trying to make my actions in the game conscious decisions that might not always be the best, but whether they are good or bad, I know the thought process or motivation behind those decisions was good. And even if the outcome was negative, I can then re-evaluate everything that led me there and learn from it. Without further ado, let's get into my top 5 tips to improve at Overwatch. Number 5. Set goals. Set realistic, achievable goals that are an improvement. As I already mentioned, I want to get to rank 70. This is my goal for the season, and if I don't achieve it this season, I will be going for it next season. Likely in the tradition of the YouTuber with a road to rank 70 video series. Of course, if I do somehow get rank 70 in the 2 weeks we have left in the season, the next season I'll be aiming for something higher. Road to top 500? Maybe we'll try rank 75 first. Your goals for the season must be realistic. I'm currently hovering around the low 60s, and I often play games with players in and around 70 skill rating, so I'm confident I can at least get close if I put the games in. Goals can also be set for your individual games. You're given plenty of in-game stats on your performance like weapon accuracy. Use a website like Overbuff or Master Overwatch to check what your average stats are on the heroes you like to play. Then check out the stats on a high-level player so you get some idea of what is very good. Now set yourself small goals in each game to improve these statistics. You don't need to be going for the pro level straight away, just small incremental improvements, and over time get as close to that high level as we can. Number 4. Game sense. Consciously try to pay attention to everything around you. It's something I'm personally really trying to improve at the moment. It's so easy to tunnel vision on the combat of the game and end up oblivious to everything around you. The number of times I've been playing McCree and a Reaper is sauntered up behind my team and press Q while I'm convinced I'm about to kill the enemy Mercy is embarrassing. All I had to do was hear the incredibly useful in-game audio to know he was coming, turn around and flashbang the edgy bastard. Team wipe averted. Turn up the in-game volume and constantly try to take note of where everyone in the game is at all times. The kill feed is an incredibly valuable tool, so try to keep an eye on it at all times. If you're standing at the main choke and you notice your flanker has bagged 3 kills, it's probably time to push in, as I hear fighting 6v3 is a good thing. It will also keep you informed as to who on your team is alive, so you don't try to push and then accuse your Zenyatta of not healing enough when actually they'd just been sniped or killed by the flanker you should have been protecting them from. Number 3. Don't die. I know this sounds simple, but A, these are supposed to be simple tips, and B, I promise all of you could die less. In fact, unless you finish a game with 0 deaths, there are things you can learn from and improve on in that game. It's so easy to justify dying if you killed 2 or 3 of the enemy first, but it really is the wrong attitude to have. Okay, so you killed 3 bad guys before someone sent you back for some spawn room cardio. What if that could have been 2 kills and not dying? You are now alive and could shortly after get that 3rd kill anyway, living on to maybe even get a 4th, 5th and 6th kill. Boom! Team kill. Objective secured. When you are alive, your potential to do positive things is huge. If you are dead, your potential is 0. I'm not saying you should have 0 deaths every game. Just try to keep them as low as possible and analyze every death so you can avoid more of them in the future. Was I standing in the best possible place for that fight? Was I going in 1v6? Should I have heard some in-game audio that could have saved me? Learn from these errors and make sure you factor your death as a negative thing in your in-game decision making. Number 2. Know your role. Don't worry, I'm not about to ask you to smell what I'm cooking, but this is so important for a team game. And I'm not talking about tank support and damage dealer. Knowing your role is far more complex than that. It's about the role a specific hero has within your current team composition. I'll try to explain with an example. Reinhardt is an incredibly powerful hero, and it's easy to look at his pick rate in competitive tournaments and think, we need a tank. I'll pick Reinhardt. GG, easy. However, it's not that simple. Reinhardt is only as powerful as the hero standing behind his shield. If your damage dealers are Tracer, Genji and Reaper, then Reinhardt is not the right pick. You'd be much better off with a Winston, Diva or Zarya who can complement those heroes' aggressive playstyles. Reinhardt provides a great safe place for heroes like McCree, Soldier and Hanzo to fire from. Equally, if you get into the game and find your soldier is more interested in running the flanks than standing behind your overpowered shield, then you should once again probably switch to a more aggressive tank. This also goes for the soldier and McCree. If you have a Reinhardt, make sure you use them. The synergy between your heroes makes you so much more powerful than you are separately. It's not your job to flank. You need to leave that to the Genji, Tracer, or maybe Reaper. You stay with your supports and tanks and provide reliable, sustained frontline damage. Are you playing Lucio, or is there a Reaper or other close-range hero that could greatly benefit from your speed aura? Playing together isn't just about grouping up and attacking at the same time. You need to think about the heroes on your team and the heroes on the enemy team and what your job is within that game. Number 1. Positioning. If you take only one thing from this video, please let it be this. Positioning is so very important in Overwatch. I touched on this in my Ana guide, but it's something you should all be constantly thinking about no matter what hero you are playing. Constantly assess where you are positioned. Look at where the enemy is or where you expect them to come from, where your team are and what protection they can offer. Can I get a high ground advantage and would my hero benefit from it? If I am playing Mercy and I Guardian Angel to a target, am I putting myself in a vulnerable position? In fact, a good tip on Mercy is you can press shift again during Guardian Angel to cancel it. Very useful for getting that perfect positioning. A big mistake I often see in lower skill rating games is an obsession with the objective. People believe the entire team should be grouped on the objective at all times. This is usually very bad positioning, as it is easy for the enemy to take you out. If you are all defending, you want to work out the most efficient way of stopping the attackers getting on the objective or checkpoint. And if you're attacking, you want to kill the majority of the defenders before taking the objective or checkpoint. Specifically on payload maps, if you are snowballing as the attackers, you want your DPS to push forward past the payload to try to keep the defenders disorganized and separated, while a tank and maybe a support push the payload through the empty streets. Positioning is a constantly changing factor during a game, but if it's something you are always thinking about and trying to make good decisions around, you will usually do good things, and when things don't work, you will learn from your mistakes. Your play will significantly improve. Before we go, I just want to give an honourable mention to communication. Join the team chat and use the voice comms. If you don't have a mic, get one. I know it can be awkward, but the communication doesn't have to be in great detail. I uploaded a competitive uncut video last week with some pretty good examples of the kind of communication I mean. It's just simply calling out where the enemy are at all times. McCree top right, Diva on the left, Zenyatta on his own in the middle, get him! Of course, not everyone in every game is going to do this or even listen to you, but the more you do it, the more games you will win. The higher your rank will get, and you'll find more and more people using the comms. You will occasionally have bad experiences with idiots on voice comms, but if you're serious about getting better, then you need to mute them and carry on. These tips are not going to improve every single game you play, but if you keep playing with the things discussed here in mind, you will see yourself improve. Remember, it's okay to get it wrong and make mistakes. We all do. Just make sure you learn from them. Well, that about wraps up this look at my top 5 tips to improve at Overwatch. I hope this has got you thinking in more detail about how you play the game. If it has, hit that like button and subscribe for weekly Overwatch content. You can follow me on Twitter at TotallyFutile. Our Patreon campaign can be found on patreon.com/cynicalnerds, and we stream 4 nights a week on twitch.tv/cynicalnerds. Until next time, take it easy and I'll see you soon.